In the Brahma Vivarta Purana, it is said that one who observes fasting on Ekadashi day is freed from all kinds of reactions to sinful activities and advances in pious life. The basic principle is not just to fast, but to increase one's faith and love for Govinda, or Krishna. The real reason for observing fasting on Ekadashi is to minimize the demands of the body and to engage our time in the service of the Lord by chanting or performing similar service. The best thing to do on fasting days is to remember the pastimes of Govinda and to hear his holy name constantly. So the Ekadashi day is the 11th day of the moon. The 11th day counted from the full moon and the new moon. So we mark those on the calendar on our site. And we encourage everybody to fast from grains and beans. You can eat vegetables, fruits, milk products, seeds, like sesame or quinoa. You can eat all kinds of delicious things on Ekadashi, but don't eat grains and beans. Of course, the best thing is if you can fast completely and just chant all day. But again, if that's too much, just do what you can do. There's also a calendar called Vaishnava Reminder, because sometimes the calculations for Ekadashi are different days on different parts of the world. So if you really want to find out the best time to fast, get the Vaishnava Reminder. Offering respect to the banyan trees. In the Skanda Purana, it is directed that a devotee should offer water to the tulsi plant and the amalaka trees. Amalaka is the banyan tree. He should offer respect to the cows and to the brahmanas, and should serve the Vaishnavas by offering them respectful obeisances and meditating upon them. All of these processes will help the devotees to diminish the reactions to his past sinful activities. So especially tulsi worship is very important. Amalaka is only grown in certain parts of the world. But the banyan tree is very nice because you can sit underneath it. It makes extensive shade. And also the leaves and seeds tend to chase off insects and snakes and other predators. Giving up the company of non-devotees. Lord Chaitanya was once asked by one of his householder devotees what the general behavior of a Vaishnava should be. In this connection, Lord Chaitanya replied that a Vaishnava should always give up the company of non-devotees. Then he explained that there are two kinds of non-devotees. One class is against the supremacy of Krishna, and another class is too materialistic. In other words, those who are after material enjoyment and those who are against the supremacy of the Lord are called Avaishnava, and their company should strictly be avoided. In the Katyayana Samhita, it is stated that even if one is forced to live within a cage of iron, or in the midst of a blazing fire, he should accept this position rather than live with non-devotees who are through and through against the supremacy of the Lord. Similarly, in the Vishnu Rahasya, there is a statement to the effect that one should prefer to embrace a snake, a tiger, or an alligator, rather than associate with persons who are worshippers of various demigods and who are impelled by material desire. In the scriptures, it is instructed that one may worship a certain demigod if he is desirous of achieving some material gain. For example, one is advised to worship the sun god if he is desirous of getting rid of a diseased condition. For a beautiful wife, one may worship Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva, and for advanced education one may worship Saraswati. Similarly, there is a list in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for worshippers of all demigods according to material desires. But all of these worshippers, although they appear to be very good devotees of the demigods, are still considered to be non-devotees. They cannot be accepted as devotees. The Mayavadis, impersonalists, say that one may worship any form of the Lord and that it doesn't matter because one reaches the same destination anyway. But it is clearly stated in Bhagavad-gītā that those who are worshippers of the demigods will ultimately reach only the planets of those demigods, while those who are devotees of the Lord himself will be promoted to the Lord's abode, the kingdom of God. So actually these persons who are worshippers of demigods have been condemned in the Gita. It is described that due to their lusty desires they have lost their intelligence and have therefore taken to worshipping different demigods. So in the Vishnu Rahasya, these demigod worshippers are forcefully condemned by the statement that it is better to live with the most dangerous animals than to associate with these persons. Now we see that many devotees, on the plea of maintaining themselves to earn money, they accept the association of all kinds of rascals. And they may even perform some non-devotional material activities on the plea of earning money. This is not very good, because actually we see that by engaging in pure devotional service, Krishna will send the money. Krishna will send a place to live. Krishna will send all kinds of facilities. Krishna is not a poor man. Krishna is the owner of everything. So that means we're simply an illusion by adopting some other process of maintaining our existence besides preaching Krishna consciousness. And this illusion should be overcome as quickly as possible. Okay, we may have certain goals, such as joining our community in Chile or something like that. So if you're already in a position where you're engaged in some material service, that's all right. But as soon as possible, one should renounce that position and take some position which is strictly dependent on Krishna. This is very important. I can't overstress how important this is, because by associating with materialistic persons, one gradually becomes like them, picks up so many bad qualities from them. I know I used to be engaged in business myself, and until I got past this phase of my existence, I couldn't make really profound advancement in devotional service. I was basically stuck in one position for many years, or one stage of devotional service for many years, until I renounced that connection with the business and the material life. So please take this instruction very seriously and do whatever is necessary to purify your existence as quickly as possible. Next is not accepting unfit disciples, constructing many temples, or reading many books. Another stricture is that a person may have many disciples, but he should not act in such a way that he will be obliged to any of them for some particular action or some favor. And one should also not be very enthusiastic about constructing new temples, nor should one be enthusiastic about reading various types of books, save and except the ones which lead to the advancement of devotional service. Practically, if one very carefully reads Bhagavad-gītā, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and this nectar of devotion, that will give him sufficient knowledge to understand the science of Krishna consciousness. One need not take the trouble of reading other books. In the 7th Canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 13th chapter, verse 8, Narada Muni, while discussing with Mahārāj Yudhishthira the various functions of the different orders of society, especially mentions this rules for sannyasis, those persons who have renounced this material world. One who has accepted the sannyas order of life is forbidden to accept as a disciple anyone who is not fit. A sannyasi should first of all examine whether a prospective student is sincerely seeking Krishna consciousness. If he is not, he should not be accepted. However, Lord Chaitanya's causeless mercy is such that he advised all bona fide spiritual masters to speak about Krishna consciousness everywhere. Therefore, in the line of Lord Chaitanya, even the sannyasis can speak about Krishna consciousness everywhere. And if someone is seriously inclined to become a disciple, the sannyasi always accepts him. The one point is that without increasing the number of disciples, there is no propagation of the cult of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, sometimes even at a risk, a sannyasi in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may accept even a person who is not thoroughly fit to become a disciple. Later on, by the mercy of such a bona fide spiritual master, the disciple is gradually elevated. However, if one increases the number of disciples simply for some prestige or false honor, he will surely fall down in the matter of executing Krishna consciousness. Now, this is a big problem, because on the one hand we want to increase the number of devotees, but on the other hand, if we accept people who aren't qualified, then we'll pollute the association of devotees with people's materialistic ideas.